What's up, everyone? I'm Cynthia Conte, and welcome to another edition of the best women's boxing show, period, in partnership with Blue Wire Network. I'm here with my gorgeous co-host.
Hello, Cynthia, and this is Jeandra LeBeauf, and we are back for more boxing talk. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who is tuning in on the audio version, a special dose of love for all of you because we're fun to listen to.
Oh yeah, we give you good eargasms.
Woo. Yes. So thank you to everyone who's continuing to listen in. We love that you watch us, but we like even better when you listen to us.
I know. We appreciate you. Man, Jeandra, there's like so many things going on. You know, you always think during the holidays, boxing kind of dies down. It's not, because Golden Boy announced Jaime Munguia. Remember, I said he'll probably get Canelo next, but he's not. So he's getting the UK
John
fighter.
Ryder.
Yeah, John Ryder. Ooh, that's the one that John Ryder didn't. He did pretty well against Canelo, but Canelo says injured. So whichever. But I think it's a very good test for Jaime Munguia. And if he can get past John Ryder, I still don't want him to fight Canelo just yet. I want Benavidez to get that
either.
fight.
I do want Benavidez as well. And I wonder, even so, Canelo's now into his deal with PBC. He and Oscar had not the loveliest parting of company. So would he even entertain that? What would the ticket? I would like to see the people online discuss the value, the financial value of that fight, because lots of love for Jaime Munguia, but let's not say he's bringing in the eyes more so than the other opportunities that are out there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we did see the possibilities of Canelo's 4 matchups. There's Jamal, Jaime, and there was 2 other names.
There's still the Bivol rematch he says that he wants.
You know what? I feel like he might even go do that. I personally think that he's going to see how him and Better Be Ever going to fight. If they're not fighting, that's the one that I want the Saudis to hurry up and pick up, because we already know that they won't sanction it here.
Love that fight so much. Please, Saudis, please. Better be a Bivol, or as the guys call him, Better Beats. I really want that. I want that fight.
Turkey from Saudi Arabia that's putting all the money in. Did you see that promo for all? They're sitting up looking at the camera for all those heavyweights. Oh my God, that is such a good you know, Saudis just know how to do it. Well, maybe because they have $1 bajillion.
$1 bajillion. Shout out to Riyadh season for them. Yeah. They're doing some good stuff over there.
And then I did see that apparently Benavidez is, I think he's the only option right now in September, but anything can happen, guys. Cinco de Mayo, Mexican Independence Day in September. So we shall see what happens, but the Canelo lottery is still available.
And we're still waiting for him to share our video of us with the Viva Mexico Cabrones. We haven't forgot, Canelo. We haven't forgot.
We have it on camera. You said on video, everyone saw it. And the people on our live stream heard you say, I will repost it. It was so good.
It was tasty. I'm trying to find where to buy it. I haven't seen it around my neighborhood, but they had it inside of the spot downtown where we go to the press conferences all the time, the Conga Room. They have it in the Conga Room. They have it behind the bar. I was like, okay, Viva Mexico Cabrones.
I would hope so. Well, I really hope so, because speaking of Canelo, you know, he is a PBC fighter, and PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, finally have a new home, Amazon Prime. If you don't have Amazon Prime, I don't know what rock you're living under.
Right.
It's a great fit. I don't know, will it work as Amazon Prime pay-per-view? I'm assuming yes. The shoulder programming, the documentaries, I think that's phenomenal, because we need that. We love the storytelling. I'm curious to see how much the pay-per-view is going to cost, because you know, Amazon Prime is what you have. I don't even know. I pay it for the year.
I think the monthly is somewhere like $16 a month, which is cheaper than DAZN. I believe.
Everything's cheaper than DAZN.
I know at this point. So not only is it's less expensive time out. Let me preface this. This is not paid programming for Amazon. No. This is not don't quote our tweet, make AI versions of it, or no weird stuff like that. These are just facts.
Yeah.
Amazon is cheaper than DAZN, and Amazon has more things. If you're an Amazon Prime customer, you already know there's tons of shows. The shopping is just the tip of the iceberg. There's all the shows, and you can use the platform as kind of like a real life Fire Stick if you want HBO or show, or the other things. You can access them through Amazon Prime. Y'all should run us a check. But these are just the facts, because I like Amazon Prime. And there's just a lot you could do with it.
I think everyone has added to Jeff Bezos's bank account.
Right. I mean, because there's got to be like 7 people on planet Earth who haven't put some money in his pocket to a certain extent. And not to mention the algorithm. Think of how many times you were just trying to buy some sunglasses, and then all the sunglasses in the world were suggested to you. So let's just say they upload their programming to a fight. You watch Canelo Benavidez, and then you see all the Benavidez fights. You can watch them. You can watch all the Canelo fights and any other adjacent things depending on how the algorithm favors. So, I mean, I'm just saying it.
I can't wait. I can't wait, because there was a chatter from Mike Coppinger in his article for ESPN. He said possibly Tank Davis, Gervonta Davis, could be one of the big fights in March. And then I heard Sam Watson say that they're going to start rolling out fights in January. So I'm not sure if that's like kind of like the ShowBox kind of version. We're not sure. We're going to find out more. But Doug Fisher said it best. This boxing era is a streaming era. We complain about it, but what are you going to do?
It is what it is.
Yeah, the TV networks are dinosaurs. So
what's really going to be interesting is to see how they're going to service. They still have hella fighters over there. And they've only announced how many cards is it? 14, 15,
yeah, something
16?
Like that.
Man, the cards are long enough as it is. So it's going to be interesting how to see, because every fight can't be pay-per-view, how they're going to keep all their other, like your Fundoras and people like that. How are they going to keep it? Keith Thurman still says he's going to come back. Berto was talking. Berto is a damn Heyman legacy fighter.
I feel like you saw he's fighting Guerrero.
That's right. I think Andre Berto might have been among Heyman's first fighters that he was working with. But, there's no bounce and none of those other platforms to put the fights on. So it'll be interesting to see how they keep all those guys busy too.
It's called AKA they're going to have to all take less money.
They're going to do club shows.
Club shows. If you don't take it, you ain't fighting. Good luck. All right. Well, on that note, DAZN, obviously they were the first app to really do boxing for all of us. And we all complained about it, but now look at how this era is going. Shadasia Green, this is a fight that we can't wait to see. She's going to be taking on the heavy hitting diva, Franchon Cruz, for Franchon Cruz's old WBC strap in the super middleweight division. Lots of drama, lots of words exchanged in their press conference, but luckily we both got them on this episode. Check out our interview with Shadasia Green.
And we have this incredible, incredible fighter, this killer, this next gen who's going to carry the torch for women's boxing. And it's always a good time when she stops by and gets down with us. Shadasia Green.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys for sharing your platform with me once again. I'm honored.
It's always a good time when we know that you have a big fight. And I think the last time when you were fighting Olivia Curry, we were like, okay, Franchon, this fight has to somehow come about, because we thought you guys were going to fight next, but then she ended up fighting Savannah Marshall. Savannah Marshall ended up getting injured. Now you guys are fighting for the vacant. The quotes that I'm going to say is the quotes we're going to say to Franchon, because you both said it. I'm the sugar daddy and I'm playing the cards. Called you a puppet and I'm the puppet master. Show up and shove. Like, this is such funny banter. Is this fight really going to go down like this, or do you think she's just kind of getting your head?
I know Franchon brings it 100% every time. So I'm well prepared for that. This has been one of the best camps. And I say best in the sense of hard and just sacrificing and going back to my roots and just all the things that I had to deal with. Fighters tend to say if everything is going right and you're winning the sparring and every day you know what's going on. That's a great camp. So I've prepared 150% for Franchon. She's a former Undisputed World Champion. Making those statements, it's not true because again, it's Shadasia Green versus Franchon Crews-Dezurn. I'm the A side. This is happening because, I'm mandatory and I'm number one. You lost your belts to a 160 pounder. So, it's just her way of, whatever it is that she do. And, I take no offense to it. She's a great fighter. She's great at what she does. And, I'm well prepared for December 15th. The fight was tomorrow. I'll be ready.
The fight is a long time coming. We've been hearing both of your names mentioned too around each other for quite some time. So now being on this side and getting the not only getting the opportunity, but being the A side, is the fact that she dropped the belts in her previous fight, does that knock off any luster off of the fight? Since the belts are no longer a factor, a victory is great, but what does this fight fuel in you and for your future in the sport?
Well, at one time it was announced that, we were mandated to fight. So she took the other option of going to fight Savannah Marshall, who again had just lost to Clarissa Shields at the 160 division. Me and Franchon has previous history, in the sense of being on the same USA team together, sparring, helping each other prepare for, amateur competitions on the international level. And, Franchon with her whole career, basically stating she didn't know who I was. She had never seen me and she had never, shared the ring with me before. So I think that it creates a great luster as far as the fans is concerned for this fight. She was once the best in the division. Can't take that away from her. She was undisputed in the division. So that means that she was the best in the division. So me coming in, and I'm hoping that she could bring the best out of me to show who's one of the best in the division. I'm not looking past her. I'm not taking this fight easy. Again, I'm just, making sure that I'm well prepared for this battle.
You said you had to take it old school, get back to your roots. What does that mean in regards to your training camp?
Where I would normally train, which is in East Hanover, I no longer train there anymore. My strength and conditioning coach, I went back to Barry Porter, who's been in my corner since I started, since I was a pup. So I had to do many different things to to get ready, in the sense of where in East Hanover, the treadmills and sauna and everything was there. So it's a spoiler, you can go to one place and get everything you need. So what was I sacrificing? Now, let's just say I'm training when she's asleep, I'm training when she's training, I'm training when she's in the bed or on her sewing machine.
With that sacrifice, it makes me think of that old quote, how it's hard to get out of bed when you're sleeping on satin sheets, type of that whole mentality. Now that you are establishing in yourself, getting uncomfortable, is that always going to be like a consistent theme for you when you have to get up for a fight? Is there a way where you can find a little bit of comfort and enjoy the fruits of the work that you've been putting in, but still maintain that same type of intensity when you're training for a fight?
I think every training camp you need to be a bit uncomfortable. You shouldn't be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor while you're in training camp, because you're preparing to hurt somebody and somebody's preparing to hurt you. So comfort is a step towards, just being comfortable in life and going in the ring. And it's a greater threat to progress to me. I think that, somebody has to pay for all of the things that I was uncomfortable about. The foods that I like to eat, the times that I have to get up in the morning, the distance away from my friends and my family, which every fighter probably deals with. So I think that, being comfortable is a greater threat to progress than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think with your last fight with Olivia Curry, when we did interview you, you went the distance with her? She brought the dog out. It was a hard-earned win, but she really brought it out. And we didn't think, honestly, remember, Jeandra, we're like, oh, this might be a little bit easier. Shoot, we take that shit back. Did you watch that fight back and did you grade yourself? Did you think that is that probably another reason why you made a lot of changes in this training camp?
Absolutely. I watched that fight back many times. There were so many things that I went through different. I was pissed with myself for a while. I gave myself like a B-. It would change. It would vary. One time it'd be a C or maybe a C+, and then back to D, then back to F. Olivia Curry really, brought a lot that night, and she actually helped my career. She actually made me go back to working on things, and I've always understood that I wasn't this perfect fighter. So me fighting Olivia Curry and going the distance, it also, implemented that I could go the distance if need be, 10 rounds, so which I had never been before. So yeah, Olivia Curry really, like, truly, really helped my career prosper forward.
Salute to her. So mentioning that you said just now that you know that you're not a perfect fighter. Everybody's version of perfection is different. What in your mind is what do you think is a perfect fighter? Not a person, but just skill wise.
What I've learned today, and talking to, my stepdad and everything, my trainers, is that I have a gift, and I'm a powerful woman. And I'm too busy. Sometimes I'm too caught up in just trying to show the world that power is not all I have. I have skill, I have technical capabilities, I have great defense. And so I get caught up in, just trying to show the boxing community that I can do so many things. When sometimes, you know what, you need to just stick to what works, what best suits you. That's a perfect fighter. A perfect fighter is someone who knows their capabilities and their abilities, and they stick to that. They don't, but perfect fighter is also being able to make adjustments and being able to see something, see a shot and make adjustments to not get hit with the shot and move forward and thrive forward.
For instance, Ryan Garcia trying to do that awkward shoulder roll to be a little flashy. That did not work for him. So you always just go back and stick to the fundamentals that you know, and you work off of that. You know you have a great jab. You know you have power, but you need everything that you've learned from the very beginning when, like Franchon said, you're just a basketball player who learned how to fight. I took offense to that. I was like, that's not nice. Like, she's still a fighter at the end of the day. And you guys are both great fighters doing great things for women's boxing. I'm glad that you were able to reflect on and make the changes and really talk to the people around your camp, your stepfather, and really know you have to go back to the beginning and just take all that extra fluff out and be hungry. Because, when you do that, you're going to punish. You both are going to punish each other. Who's going to punish the ones the most? That's what Jeandra are excited for.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys tuning in Thursday.
Knowing a perfect fighter, as you mentioned, is knowing your gifts and sticking to that. So what type of mental work do you do on yourself? Because I know I'm guilty of it, us regular lay people of questioning who we are and what we're good at, and let other voices in of an imposter syndrome. There's lots of talk about that in the mental health space. So what does the mental preparation look like for you? Part of it is going back to the fundamentals and making yourself uncomfortable. But do you have other things that you enjoy? Do you read? Do you yoga or Pilates? Or do you have other things that help you get into that centered place?
I've actually done a lot of new things this camp. I would be more open into telling you guys after, but I will say that reading is definitely one of those things. But I'm locked in reading. I was just reading a book by Eric Thomas, UOU, right before I got on this call. So I've been doing so many different things just to calm myself, because these next couple of days are really crucial for a fighter. The fight is won in camp. The fight is won in the gym, but it's leading up, that last week and a half, you start getting so nervous and anxious. And I felt that so much my last fight, even though I didn't feel like my opponent was a huge threat. I still took her seriously like she was, but the crowd and the magnitude of the event sometimes can seize the moment instead of you seizing the moment. So I've been just relaxing my mind, calming myself down, and, I'm continuously praying, and I just want everything that I've worked on in camp to show fluently in this fight, and for me to be dominant and be victorious. I'm looking forward to Friday night after the fights, when I can go back to the hotel with my belt and have a juicy burger,
I know that's right.
Right. We'll have burgers for you beforehand.
Enjoy.
Thank you. This is a big fight. You are the co-main event to Jake Paul fighting Andre August in Caribe Royale Orlando in Florida on DAZN, December 15th. But there are some pressing topics, because to get your mind off of your fight, Jeandra and I, we've been talking about this. Kudos to Amanda Serrano, your stablemate. She vacated the WBC belt because they do not honor 3-minute rounds, but the other sanctioning bodies do. You are fighting for a WBC belt. Would you ever come to the terms of saying, I would like to fight 3-minute rounds? Because if you want equal pay, you want the change, you got to do certain things. You have to do certain sacrifices.
Absolutely. Amanda Serrano leads the way, and she's basically representing the fact that we should have a choice in the matter of what it is and how it is that we fight. Amanda has led the way for women's boxing on so many different topics in terms of, what it should be like. Kudos to her and congratulations to all the success that Amanda's getting. The pioneer of the sport. And, she wants to fight 12 rounds in 3 minutes. No sanctioned body, I don't believe necessarily should, interrupt that. So I can see myself getting to a point where, I want to test myself. I want to do what it is that I do in sparring. And I'm sparring 3-minute rounds. I've done 12 rounds this camp on so many different occasions, and that's something new too. So, and for Amanda and her opponent to do that, that's forceful because it's not easy to do, but we do it and we take on it in camp, and it should be our choice.
That's a good point. I think that's something that people are overlooking. I didn't think about that. In the course of training, when you're in camp, you're sparring 3-minute rounds. You're already
Absolutely.
doing it,
Mm-hmm.
it. And I'm sure other women fighters are also doing it in their respective camps. So I'm glad. Thank you for saying that. I didn't consider that over the course of training as well. So it's still the same amount of, it's more damage because it's during the course of camp. A lot people don't realize probably the majority of the damage to you is done in camp and done in preparation, bigger opponent, sparring partners, smaller sparring part, strength and conditioning, all those things that prepare you for a fight. But to circle back on Amanda and her taking a stance with the WBC, now as you go along your own journey, have you started thinking about stance or a legacy point, a guiding star, or something that you want to leave the sport and to help influence younger fighters, younger women who are looking to go and just people in boxing, like a stance that you want to take?
Not necessarily. I have my dreams and aspirations as far as being the super middleweight undisputed world champion. Just building myself and moving myself as a business, which MVP and Nikisa has allowed me to do. Amanda's at that point where she's already put in all the work. She's really done a lot for the sport. So right now, whatever it is that she sees fit, any stance that she wants to take, she can because she's paid her dues. I'm still in the process of paying my dues. It wasn't until I signed with MVP where I've been fully operating as a business. I've never felt like a true professional prior to MVP, and now I feel like one. So I think that I still have dues to pay before I can set out and make a stance or take a stance. You got to learn how to follow before you can lead. In order to be a great leader, you got to be a good follower. I have somebody to follow who is amazing at that, taking stances and being the first to do something in the sport, and that's Amanda Serrano. I'm sure if you ask me this question sometime down the line, I'll probably have a stance. I'll probably have all I see right now is being the WBC super middleweight world champion, and then I can move forward from there. But other than that, I'm following. I'm trying to be a good follower before I can completely lead.
You said something extremely powerful earlier, right before Jeandra spoke, that you said women need the choice, and we see it in regards to several topics in the world right now, is that our choices are being taken away. And so for this to be getting paid, to be putting your life on the line, you should have a choice whether you want to fight 3 minutes or 2 minutes for any sanctioning body, and they should be able to respect it. But rules are rules. I get it. Times are changing. They should also be evolving with the sport. I'm just saying.
You guys got a strong stable over there. So it's you, it's Amanda, it's Jake. Tell me about Javon Walton, if you've met him. I think of Ashtray, that little Ashtray from Euphoria for me. Yeah. And I knew that he fought. Have you had a chance? Have you guys connected? Have you met him yet? What the hands looking like? How is he?
Oh, absolutely. That kid he's a bona fide superstar. Amazing personality. I met his family. I met his father. Just the way they organize themselves and the way they support Wana. I love it. They became instant family when we would go and do photo shoots. He's just so full of life and encouragement. Works hard. He's a beast. And like I said, he's going to be a superstar of the sport. And I'm really anxious and looking forward to seeing him fight. This kid is driven, motivated, skillful, technical, well-mannered. He comes from a great family, and they show me nothing but love and support. I think they'll be in Florida December 15th. And like I said, they're my extended MVP family, and we love them as such.
I thought about him because, as folks may know who are fans of the show, that the star that he worked with the closest passed away during the last year, and them working so closely together probably affected him in a way. So it brought him to my mind. I wanted to interview him to talk about his fighting, but they limited what I could talk to him about. So I couldn't talk to him about fighting. But yeah, that's very exciting to see what you guys are doing over there.
He signed some very good fighters over here, and we're excited to see the whole stable do well and see where your careers progress to. You and Franchon, we ride with both of you, so we do the interview. It will be sweet to hear her responses towards this fight, because you both are so funny and you're so nice, but you guys are so mean in the ring at the same time.
That's what we love.
Yeah.
We love a mean fighter. Well, best of luck to you, Shadasia. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
I'm just blessed to be in my position. And I'm so thankful for MVP and Nikisa. I'm thankful for you guys for covering the sport and really doing your homework and doing your research. And, you know, sometimes when you talk to different people on, these shows and stuff, they don't really know what they're talking about. But you guys always know what you're talking about. And it's amazing to see two women lead the sport like you guys as such. And just keep up the great work. And like I said, this is a ritual. I'm sure y'all be seeing me again after this fight for the next fight. And all love from me.
Oh, Shadasia, like the Sweet Terminator. She's always so lovely and so nice. You know, she looks mean when she's just sitting there. She doesn't have to say any words. She's mean in the ring, but she's a really nice lady. And the way she always compliments us, of thanking us, it's like, no, thank you for giving us your time. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we are honored to have her join us. Excited to see her get this opportunity. She is a sweet Terminator. She's kind of soft-spoken, at least she is with us. But when she speaks with meaning and intent, and her words are something serious, as Franchon Crews-Dezurn definitely saw during that press conference. So very exciting opportunity for her.
I did really, I enjoyed when she responded when I said, you know, I quoted what Franchon said in the press conference. I'm not just making it up. You guys watch it, because Franchon said like a lot of nice
things.
Not, I'm gonna say nice, just things, but it's good. You know, sell a fight. These women are here to fight. They're not here to collect a paycheck. They're looking for legacy. They're building the legacy. They're doing their thing. This is what they do. I can't wait to see her fight. I want to see, will she be the new, or Franchon be again the next belt holder?
Oh, but that's crazy. Yeah, they're both could be the new. They're both can be the new. So
and the new two-time if Franchon got it. Luckily, we got to interview Franchon Crews-Dezurn about her take on how everything went and how this fight camp has gone for her. So take a look.
This woman needs no introduction. You better know who she is. You better check her resume. You better check her pedigree. You better check that she's an entrepreneur, a businesswoman, a singer, a designer, an event planner, a wife, and just all around a dope human being. Franchon Crews-Dezurn. You better get it right and put the accent on it.
The heavy-hitting diva is in the house with us. Welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. We're so glad that we get to talk to you before a big fight. But I know that there's things Jeandra and I want to get to, but I want to say congratulations, first of all, on your hit, that song that you released. I was like, this is a fun song. And it's what is it on the billboards now?
It was top 10. It's still floating around, but it was top 10. You know, we had a lot of traction going to the UK, and especially being my debut single, it was like a big deal. 2024 is going to be even bigger. And thank you. I appreciate that.
It is great to be with you. This is a very exciting fight, a very talked about fight, a very talked about matchup, but we trying to get to this press conference because we want to get to the tea, honey. We enjoy watching the trash talk go between you and Shadasia, and there's a lot of misinformation, clarification. We want you to clarify. One side saying y'all know each other, you don't know her, you gave her the Mariah Carey, I don't know her. So we just want to get it all the way together.
Some people got to do what they have to do to stay motivated. She was on the team at one point as a heavyweight. We sparred maybe 2 or 3 times. The first time, and Clarissa can back me up on all these, like I flew into Colorado, straight off the plane, came into camp, and I was sick. We also went to the World Championships together. USA Boxing called me 2 weeks before. In Colorado for a 2-week camp, then fly out the following week. The first week I caught a sinus infection. So I was quarantined. I couldn't even train. I tried to come to the gym to train with everyone. They kicked me out. I had plastic on. You know me. Imagine me making a couture plastic, you know what I mean, suit. Yes. But they kicked me out. Then I just went straight to Kazakhstan for a week. We trained and I fought. We've never fought in the same weight class. Sparring and fighting is two different things. She walked on a lot of her tournaments. I don't know where she's coming from. We were on a team, but it's a lot of people on the team with that. I'm friends with Christina Cruz, Marlon. These are Michaela Mayer. These are girls I had relationships with, and we still are cool to this day. Her, where were you at? Like, I don't know. She just is she just doesn't like me. And that's her personal problem. I'm about my business. The contract is signed and we can do what we got to do.
In the press conference, and even before, when you were the undisputed queen, we knew that she obviously was going to be fighting. I think she was a silver at the time. And then somehow Savannah Marshall ended up getting to fight you instead. And she was saying, and a lot of people were saying that you were ducking her. It just happened to be that you ended up fighting Savannah. What exactly happened? Did you not want the fight, or did you think Savannah Marshall was a bigger fight than Shadasia?
People don't give me grace, right? And just like I said in the press conference, she went to Colombia, and that's her journey. It's different from mine. She went to Colombia and it built a lot of her record. Me, you've seen I had to get it from the mud, from popping off with Clarissa from the jump, skipping from 6 rounds to 10 rounds to win the WBC title, fighting a steroid cheat, you know what I mean? Having fights postponed. I had fought in a year and a half. I never got a voluntary defense. Yes, that was a bigger fight. Me and Savannah had history. Shadasia was always going to get an opportunity, even with this fight. Whoever won between me and Savannah, it was stipulated they would have to fight Shadasia. So I went into this fight planning to fight her next. For me, it's like I never got grace. You know, so let me get can I get one voluntary defense? I'll get to you. As people can see my track record, how I carry myself, I don't duck any work. That's crazy. When we did an interview for the Jimenez fight, the elephant in the room, I knew what I was up against. So for me to be called and saying I'm ducking, a hit dog gonna holler. She does a lot of hollering. But when we were in face-to-face, that energy was different, you know? She's very entitled. You know, boxing, you have to earn your way sometimes. Marvin Hagler should have had world title fights many times before he actually got it, but he stayed and he worked. So let her put in work just like I put in work. And we're here now.
No, that's a good point. There's a lot of times, you know, we hear over on the men's side, they always talk about you have to let it marinate. You have to let the fight marinate to get it to a place where they think will garner the most public interest. You know, all the things that go into planning a fight. Do you think there is a rush to get her to that point? I mean, there are fights out there. Is there a rush? Do you feel like it's...
Listen, for me, you know, I'm about my business. Like I'm on a mission for me. And we tried to make a fight beforehand, right? I think she's a good fighter, but I think as far as the business side, she really don't understand how it goes. You know, whoever was representing her maybe didn't tell it. There's interviews where her coach even said, oh, she needs more time. Mind you, she has more fights than me. So time is what you make it. If she decided to go to Colombia or feel like she needs to do that, I've been here. I've been champion. I went pro 2016. Me and Clarissa went pro. I've been here. Just like I told Savannah, you went overseas. You was in America. We could have been for it. I mean, it's the perfect time. She has a great promoter. She has a platform. She has an opportunity. This is more of an opportunity fight than a money fight for me. I will be clear about that. Somebody said, I'm not gonna say she's jealous of me, because even if you watch the press conference, you could say what you want about my fighting, but you attack my looks. You attack the things I do outside the ring, the things that give me character, the things that make me who I am as a heavy hit diva in boxing and out of boxing. Like, I don't understand where that's coming from, especially from somebody who looks like me. I'm just being 100 with you. And you got to understand, in boxing, yes, we're going to fight, we're going to beef, but it's still a sisterhood, from the women media to the female boxers. Like, bashing each other and doing all that dumb clown stuff does not progress the sport. And you can't even say why you mad, and I'm sitting in your face. What's your real issue?
It was weird because Jeandra and I, when we watched that press conference, it was very heated. It was a very short press conference, but it was like very nasty nice with you both, as Jeandra would say. I can speak for myself. Like, I didn't know the history of where the animosity was coming.
It's no history. It's no, for me, I feel like she wants to be in the class, like, because you're on a team USA, That's fine. You're not going to be Clarissa. I'm not going to be Clarissa. You're not going to be me. Clarissa's not going to be me. It's just like you want to be on that level. And unfortunately, if I was to retire today, you will never have the same body of work as me. You could win a title. You got a silver title. You can even win Undisputed. But if you look at the body of work, I said, go back 10 years from now, 2013, what was I doing? Making history, being one of the first 24. 2011 on the Pan Am team. Go back almost 15 years. What was I doing? Winning nationals, winning Pan Ams, winning world medals in the amateur. So my legacy is sealed. Like, you just got to do the work. Focus on being you. When she has an opportunity to speak, she's hollering, "You're a cherry picker. You're ducking me this, that, and the third." We get there at a press conference, which I was flown in, treated good. Thank you to Most Valuable Promotions to promote a fight. I understand you're the lead promoter. You're the A side. Sell this fucking fight. If I wouldn't have said nothing, nothing would have been said. You know what I mean? So you got to understand what kind of business you are. Yes, we're going to fight, but understand you still got to sell a fight. You still got to promote. This is how you get all the things that you want. She didn't understand that. She actually reiterated what I was saying.
With the energy being different, these are the big bright lights. And this is a big fighting with you, somebody who is accustomed to being under the big bright lights. Do you think part of this is nerve? Do you think she's nervous?
I think I move in love, right? And I said this 1,000 times, even my haters fuck with me. Me and Maricela didn't have a great relationship. That girl fuck with me. Now we support each other now. Savannah Marshall was like, "I never thought I would say this, but I'm Team Franny." She messaged that yesterday. So it's like, whatever her anger is, it's self-hate. That's all I can attribute it to. It's self-hate. People say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. I don't talk about her. Even coming up, if they ask me about her, like, I'm focused on what I have to do. Maybe that irks her because I didn't acknowledge her or kiss her feet or kiss her ass or whatever she want. You can't let a win go to your head or a loss go to your heart. As you see in the press conference, she feels she's better than me. She's this. Like, I know I'm the standard. You feel me? And I'll take it back even in the amateurs. Before Clarissa, I was the standard. I know my position. But you come in and on that type of energy, you just hateful. You're hateful, and people gonna see the real you after this fight. You're very hateful.
Maybe during that press conference, it was more, I mean, what I picked up was the bully versus a bully.
I've never bullied her. She's trying to bully me. That's the crazy part. Like, she's bullying me.
But I think this is what sells the fight. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, these girls really don't like each other for whatever reason, whether it's true or not. But I really like it because you're yapping. She was quiet, and then she would bark. And then you would yap, bark. And it was just like, okay. But this is what's so great about women's fights. Because you know how a lot of people say, women don't know how to sell fights.
She got mad at me for talking about me. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it was a great expert. They told me to shut up and show up. So when I come down there, don't be surprised if I don't say anything. Because I'm about my business. I will show up. I'm going to shut up, but I'm definitely going to show out.
Y'all woke it up. I mean, maybe the approach next time is to do like the great football player who always says, "I'm just here so I don't get fined." Shout out to Marshawn Lynch. "I'm just here so I don't get fined."
You already there. We already there. Because I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm trained to do. You can say what you want. You know, Big Mama coming to throw hands. So it's already signed, sealed, and it's about to get delivered.
Y'all woke it up. I mean,
I know, right?
Because the rest of the card, and all due respect to MVP Promotion, shout out to them. We want the bag to be as big as possible for everyone involved. But you ladies really woke it up and really are bringing the eyes on the fight.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, you know, like, she has a great record. She performs well. So people going to tune in because at the end of the day, it's a big fight because I'm in the fight. People want to see, is Franchon going to get redemption? Is she going to get knocked out? Is she going to be this? You know, I put a lot of work in to be that type of fighter that people want to see lose, want to see win, you know? So I'm just excited. And above all, I have gratitude because, you know, I went over there, poured my heart out in the UK despite things behind the scenes, and to have an opportunity to fight for one of my titles again is a blessing. It's the universe. I ain't mad.
It really is. I don't want to say thanks Savannah for having an injury, but it's because Savannah has an injury because she's in
It's because girls ain't the same when they fight me. Just like when Shadasia fought Ellen Sederus, one, it was a 2-week notice. Two, when me and her fought, I broke her nose and broke her ribs. So it's a difference.
Seasons beating.
You can't get any better than that. You're going to be as a co-main event under Jake Paul. So it's going to bring eyes, just like Jeandra said, seasons beatings for all of us. Christmas came early for all of us. On another topic, the WBC, obviously you're fighting for that belt. You've been an undisputed champion for them for a while. And it's about that 2 minute, 3 minute, and Amanda Serrano vacating because she only wants to move forward with 3 minutes. I know you have some thoughts. What are your thoughts on this whole thing going on right now?
It goes back to my decision to go to the UK to fight. When you're an established champion, when you've paid your dues, you have the choice. And that's what this was about for Amanda. It was the choice. That's what myself and other ladies stood up and spoke about because of the choice. She's in a position to do that. Everybody's not millionaires. Everybody's not doing this. So she's in a position to do this. And I said now, like I said before, if that's one of the obligations we have to fulfill for the title, then we have to do it. As long as they compensate for it, we have to do it. I'm in my own lane. They're in their lane. I commend Amanda for stepping up. I commend Clarissa for speaking up. I commend Cynthia and Marlene when they fought 3 minute rounds. So it's a progression. When that time comes for me or for other ladies in the future, it'll be done. But having a choice is always a plus.
And watching the discussion, and we look at how negotiations are. Everything is up for negotiation. Who walks first? Who's corner? Who's this? Who's that? And the third. But this round length thing has been a very, very polarizing thing from people like Lou DiBella, who is completely anti 3 minute rounds, and the WBC standing on science as their reason for not backing 3 minute rounds. Do you think that it could get to a point where those who are in favor of that have to lobby or completely boycott the WBC to have their right to choose? Because it looks like they are not going to step off of that, and they will stand firm on the fact that they will not sanction 3 minute rounds. Should it be a point of negotiation?
I feel like it's a great conversational thing. Like, I'm glad that Amanda and all the other girls are speaking up to bring it. We have other issues as far as pay, as far as visibility, let it naturally progress. Like, I'm open to 12 2-minute rounds,
Yes.
Maybe 10 3-minute rounds. Let it progress, because I'll give it to you, the amateur women and men, they do 3 rounds, 3 minute rounds. I'm for it. But it do hit different. It hits different. I was there watching the man. They were throwing hands, both of them in great shape, but it is a little different, I think. And everybody's not a phenomenal conditioned athlete like her. We train like that in the gym, but it's different when you fight. So I'm open for it to be like aggressive. There's other things we have to fight for, pay and all those things.
Do you train 3 minute rounds, 12 rounds? Okay.
Yes. I train 3 minute rounds. I've always done that since the amateurs. But it's still different. It's a different conditioning, because when you have 3 minute rounds, you can pace yourself differently as opposed to having 2 minute rounds. So everybody has to adjust to that. But having the choice, that was the main thing for them, to be able to have the choice.
I read something, it kind of irked me. The WBC put out this lengthy statement. Like I said, I love the WBC. I love you guys. But it was just like, it was almost, they have a choice. But then when it comes to boxing, you don't have a choice. In this world that we're living in right now, all our choices are being taken away as females. So why can't we have the choice? Like, okay, I get it. We're not going to be able to fight for the WBC belt. But why can't they evolve with us and then maybe do a 3 minute, 10 round, something like the baby steps that we've all talked about?
Well, I didn't even read the statement completely because I've been locked in for this fight. I'm like this. We could talk about, is that money going to equal up? You feel what I'm saying? And I fight for every coin, every dollar I get, every punch upside my head I take. You know what I mean? Just like me going to the UK. I didn't fight for a year and a half, and those belts in my house did not pay my bills. So unless you guys are compensating us as well, who wants to do extra work for the same amount of money?
Right.
So it's WBC, it's promoters, it's a whole lot of things that go into it. But, we have the conversation started. The other sanctioning bodies are given opportunities, and it's your choice whether you want to do it. And you got to understand, at this point in time, if you do it, you cannot fight for the WBC belt right now.
Say that. Getting
Say
paid.
that. Yeah.
Not getting paid for
you ain't getting for overtime. Yeah.
I always enjoy all of your content and your creativity and ring gear? Any sneak peeks on what you're going to be wearing? Because you do all that too.
Oh, yeah. So look, now that you mention it, I customized some shoes for the first time.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm all about
Everlast.
that. The bedazzle.
So my fight colors are rose gold, bronze, and all those kind of copper colors.
Are you wearing that pink wig in the ring? Or are you just gonna do your hair? Or why don't you just go sexy bald?
I'm gonna give you a look. I'm gonna give you
it. Oh,
just tune in. Just tune in.
She can be singing herself out again. Watch, I already know it.
I'm gonna give it out for the guys. We're gonna make it happen. And it's gonna be good. I'm giving an experience because a lot of people write me off, but I'm grateful for every opportunity. So every time I step, I'm a step big. And I want to congratulate you guys for all the progress you're making on your wonderful podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on and reaching out. Because, I don't get respect like that, unfortunately. But thank you guys for reaching out, having me on to promote the fight. Make sure you tune in December 15th. DAZN, Franchon Crews-Dezurn versus Shadasia Green for the WBC title. And maybe something else. But whoa.
Thank you, Franchon. Best of luck to you. Oh, Franchon did not hold back. She really is very dead set on what she said. And it's kind of hard because when you watch the press conference, you're like, damn, that was not nice, but it was passive aggressive, but it was fighting words. And then when she says it again, she backs it up and she says, I move with love. I'm all for the shit talking. I'm all for the
tough love.
Yeah, the bark, they both just bark in their own way, but it doesn't matter. They're gonna have to do their fighting in the ring with their fists.
For sure. Either way, they woke that card up. They are the co-main event to Jake Paul and his opponent, and they are really working, selling, because that was memorable, and we know they are going to come to mix it up.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So you guys tune into that card December 15th at Caribe Royale, Orlando, Florida, right before Christmas. It's going to be a fun fight. And, if you guys don't, people who are just going to go because they want to see Jake Paul, really pay attention to the ladies' fights because this is a co-main event. This is a title fight. These women are here to put on a performance. The whole card, it's stacked top to bottom. Enjoy it. Like you always say, seasons beatings, and they coming to fight. Those women are coming to fight. They are not playing around. They are not pity-patting each other and playing grab ass. Those women about to be swinging fists, and it's going to be on and cracking. I can't wait to see what Franchon, is she going to wear the curly wig? Is she going to, I had to ask her. She did.
I want to know if she's just going to give us Grace Jones, pull up to my bumper, honey. I want to see like Stranger. Salute to them. Great fight. Excited to see it. And it's going to be action-packed. For sure.
Her mantra, fuck the hair, I want the belt. And that's how it's going to be. So I can't wait to see these go. I don't know. I really don't know who's going to win this fight because, when she said she broke Siduris's ribs and nose, I was like, yeah, there's a reason why. I guess maybe she's a heavy hitting diva. So we shall see. This is going to be fun.
Woo. We love to get up for a good woman's fight. Yes.
Yeah, we do. And we love you ladies for appreciating and thanking us for the work that we do. We do it because we love our jobs and we do it. It's not a hobby for us. It is our job. It is our passion. And we thank you for giving us the time to hang out and chat with us. Best of luck to both of them. Best of luck to all the ladies for fighting for equality, for fighting what's right, for fighting for money. We got your back.
We got it always.
This is another one in the can for us. And this was a great, great episode. I'm Cynthia Conte.
And I'm Jeandra LeBeauf.
Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the best women's boxing show, period, in partnership with Blue Wire Network. See you guys at the fights. Bye, guys.